Welcome to What's Up the Dalles. Today we have Cynthia Kortge with the Dalles Main Street and Julie Wadsworth with 15 Mile Winery. Cynthia is well known throughout our communities for all her board work, Wonderworks Children's Museum, the Dalles Main Street, Fort Dalles, Fourth, Dufer School District Board, all sorts of things. And then Julie is in charge of all things marketing, sales and wine club at 15 Mile Winery near Dufer. She's the expert with food pairings and charcuterie. 15 Mile Winery has a tasting room at 623 East 2nd Street in the Freebridge Brewing in the Freebridge Brewing and River Tap Triangle. Awesome. It's a great little section of town. I love the east side of the Dalles for that aspect of it. But thanks, guys, for coming today.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good.
Good. Good to see you.
Excellent to see you, too. You guys.
We're in our new studio.
Yes, we're doing something brand new today. So we're all live and on film, and boy, it's a little different, isn't it?
No pressure.
Yeah.
And you didn't bother to tell us.
Yeah, whoops.
Here we go. That's great.
All right.
That's great.
So what we've got going on in the Dalles Main Street?
Lots of things going on right now. Actually, the biggest thing happening today, we're putting in our application for the Oregon Main Street Revitalization Grant. Wow. That is due today. So that is going to be for our new fermentation hub, which is going to be downtown on the corner of 2nd and Federal Street. Yeah. So that will be where Freebridge Brewing is going to move to that location. So they'll have a new facility there with also being able to have some other retail space, some more education spaces. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to have not just Freebridge be able to grow, but some other businesses as well, and community efforts with the college and then all sorts of fun things. So this is a huge opportunity for our community, and to be able to apply for this grant is great.
It's great seeing that come to fruition.
It's really exciting. We've been working with Urban Patterns, and they've been wonderful on helping us with the application process. They've been very successful in applying for this grant before. They did Moppin' Works out in our favorite little city on the river out in Moppin. And so then Ben and Jody have been just wonderful working with them and making sure that this happens. So that happens later today. We had to do all of the final submission. It's an enormous grant. It's a big process. So
right.
We've been working on it for quite some time, and but we're excited that that's happening and moving forward.
Super exciting to see that coming together.
Yes.
and seeing a nice anchor down there.
Yes.
On the Federal Street Plaza.
Yeah, so that'll be
Oh
go right nicely with the new plaza there. And then there's also opportunities for growth within the transportation building. Now the Veteran Services moved into the Wasco County building. We're going to be able to have probably the Veterans Museum is going to be able to be there, and some other pieces too, with Mainstreet. So we're really, really excited about all of that gelling and coming together. We're a little ways away from that process. The committee meeting is still a little bit, we haven't got final approvals and all that sort of stuff. So
the concept is very exciting.
Yes.
And 15 Mile Winery is just a couple blocks from that location, the old Tony's Town and Countryside. Is that right? So that's good. And then, but I looked at it. Steve was able to show me a little bit about that, and it has this nice frontage that goes the length of the building that faces Federal, which will be this nice interface with places to sit, kind of in or out of the weather, depending on what season it is. It just looks like a really cool
really
gathering
fantastic
spot.
And it's going to be able to, one of the struggles with the Dalles, and we've talked about this a lot before. One of the struggles is the highway essentially runs through town.
Right.
So it's really hard to develop those green spaces and to have those like anchor spots. And so this is going to be something that's right in the middle, and people can, it's going to be really attractive, not only for that business and other businesses, but to be able to have that nice draw for everybody to go to as well. So
you've been working on this grant for a while?
Yeah. Well, we finally got the final approval with the moving forward with the city and urban renewal. And so there's a lot of pieces going in place, but we're really excited that that's up today. It's happening today. We also had First Friday last week. Julie's can tell a little bit more about that because she was there. I was not. But it was we had a little shamrock scavenger hunt.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really fun.
We had about 14 little shamrocks placed around in businesses downtown, and they had a little keyword on them. and a form that you could go pick up. So it encouraged people to go into new businesses they hadn't been to before and then write down the little keyword on your form, and you could turn it in at the end of the night to a handful of businesses that were still open late and get entered into a raffle.
Yeah.
And it's a really great raffle basket. And we're going to try and continue to do these more often for First Friday in Main Street. It's about $200 worth of gift certificates to various stores downtown.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
our own little pot of gold.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We have
Right.
a really generous business.
So what a struggle for folks to have to walk around and get a drink and,
Yeah.
fill out their form.
We have
and-
lovely weather.
Oh, yeah.
Night.
Yeah.
Lovely weather. So our next First Friday is April 4th.
Okay.
And that will be kind of our spring release. So all things new spring items will be in the stores. Our
All the stores unboxing all
Clothing.
their little things.
Yeah.
getting ready for Easter baskets, that sort of thing. And then with the also coming up later in April is the Northwest Cherry Festival, which of course is huge.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
yes.
Like just
That's-
spring, it's just all
right around
kind
the
of
corner, yeah.
cascades all at once, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the grass gets green. You're like, oh my, there's
Yeah.
a lot
So
to
that's
do.
the 28th and
First flower
29th.
comes out. and
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, the daffodils,
Yeah.
are the indicator. Like, get it in gear. We're going.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So we're really excited about that, and just lots of other fun stuff happening as we get into nicer weather too around the corner. So, that's kind of what the schedule is coming up for the next couple of weeks in downtown the Dalles.
All right. Well, very good. Well, hey, what a great breaking off point. Hey, let's come back here in a minute or two after this message from our sponsor, and we'll talk a little bit about all the great new things happening downtown, new businesses coming and going, and all the hot gossip. All right. Hey, Josh, have you heard of downtownthedalles.org?
I haven't. Who are they?
Well, it's part of the Dalles Main Street. They have a new website to connect you to local retailers, neighbors, and friends in the downtown business core. It's downtownthedalles.org. Again, that's downtownthedalles.org. The website offers an A to Z listing of our neighbors and friends for all sorts of retail and service businesses here in the Dalles. Restaurants, florists, fun and exciting retail, music, antiques, clothes, and more. It's all here. Experience the magic of downtown the Dalles. Brought to you by the Dalles Main Street, uplifting businesses through promotional events, improvements, grants, and networking.
What was that website one more time?
That's downtownthedalles.org. And welcome back to What's Up the Dalles with Cynthia Kortge of the Dalles Main Street and special guest Julie Wadsworth of 15 Mile Winery. Hey, so there's a lot going on downtown these days, a lot of happening. So what do you guys know? And we'll have to talk about some other things here in a minute too. But yeah, what's happening?
I see that Faux Saigon is open.
Oh, yeah.
In the old
Reopen
Dairy
and-
Queen.
Right.
Julie said I can't say that, but that is where that was.
The Tom Foley's, the original, right?
The original Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
10-cent cones back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting. We've been anxiously waiting for them to open back up.
It's been kind of a slow, methodical process, but it looks like they've done a very nice job with getting that building rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Which it did need
yeah.
some work, so
Yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah, it
really
looks
cool.
really nice. It looks really
nice
good.
asset downtown.
I see the artists market has opened back up. They had moved down the street a little ways, so they're now in the old Legion building.
Okay.
On the corner there, where Pretty Parties used to be.
Okay.
So Pretty Parties is kind of going to take a little break from their retail shop. They're still online, so they're still available, and they're actively involved with some of our downtown events. But they're going to be just taking a step back a little bit, having a baby and
Oh,
some other
great.
fun family
Congratulations
stuff.
to them. That's
so,
awesome.
And then I think there's another new store going in next door as well. So that's exciting, but we can't announce that yet.
Oh,
that's a little
teaser.
teaser.
Really?
Little teaser.
In,
So-
in the former Willow and Bark site,
Yes,
maybe?
Yes.
Oh,
So something really
that's
great.
great
going to
news.
open
What
there.
a
Yeah.
quick turnaround on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So those spots are already filled right back up. So that's
Yeah.
really good. And then we also see that River City Saloon is hiring.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going into the old Bay Kitchen.
Yes, I know, right? Cokes and donuts.
Yeah. So that and
Yeah.
they've been doing a lot of work there too.
Yeah, so Joe Kirkwood, right?
Yes.
And like every time I'm walking down the street, that guy's either inside working or he's on his phone outside. I saw he got his new sign up. Looks
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice.
Yes, it looks
They
great.
have a beautiful custom bar in there that goes almost half the length of the
Oh,
inside.
really? I haven't seen it yet. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been
it's-
doing a lot of the work himself, and it looks fantastic. It's going to
good.
be a really cool spot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Live music.
Yeah.
Just like so many places downtown have live music going on.
Yeah, such a good music scene
City,
here.
yeah.
Little Music City. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what
one more, jewel in the crown there. That's going to be really good. And then what else do we have going on? Let me see. Well, we have, no.
Well, while you're taking a look at your notes, I did have a chat with the communications manager, not manager, he's the chief spokesperson, okay, if you will, at WAFED.
Oh,
and so,
they're moving.
yeah, that bank down there on 4th Street, right there across the street from BMO and that banking district. Anyway, so they're getting ready to do the big move in April.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so so if you have an account there or any of that kind of stuff, I think that is coming up on April 11th. They'll be closing on a Friday, and they'll be reopening in their new site on 6th Street, and that will be happening the following Monday on the 14th. But when I was chatting with him, I said, "So what's going to happen with this building?" Which is interesting. It's a 1961, kind of big, that
huge. Yeah.
It's like that. And they said they were gonna do some renovation and try and put it back in a little bit of shape, and then actually sell it.
Okay.
So that will be coming on the market in months to come.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. Whether there's a really good original idea or thought on how to use that space. Just because I think that's 16-foot, 20-foot ceilings in
Yes,
there.
yeah.
It's very cavernous. Maybe is a good word. Good word to use there.
Good light coming in.
It's kind of cool.
A lovely, there's a lot of potential for that space, right?
I think a stairway and like rooftop volleyball. I mean, but I'm
If
nuts.
you lose the ball over the roof.
Well, passing cars need to just be aware that there could be a casualty. That's all. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, that's kind of been going on. I'm trying to think, what some of the other issues. Well, we did chat with the owners of the Staples building, earlier this week. That is Darren Dickerhoof. From Corvallis, and he announced somewhat that a new retailer would be coming in there. He didn't necessarily have a specific opening date, and he could not tell me who the brand is or the company is. But what are your guys' thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Do a little perusing online to some of the retailers that you think might be coming in.
Yeah,
There might be a little bit of
Like
confirmation.
a little hint. here and
yeah.
there.
Do you care to mention any by name?
It's a 4-letter word.
Oh,
Maybe.
Maybe.
starts
According
with
to the interwebs.
R, not F.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw that too. That
Or maybe more.
that
But
could
that might be
it.
an umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might
There's
be.
lots
Yeah.
lots of options,
Choices, but
potentials.
could be some really good, good thing for the community. So,
think so.
but with the Staples and Joann's closing, that's obviously those big box stores is a hit to the community, but also is a great reminder of all the smaller shops we have downtown that have a great. We have a couple 100-year print shops
Yes.
with Optimus printers and Bonds printing,
yep.
and then we have several great craft store and knit shops, House of a la Mode, the Garden of Eden, Urban Paper. We have all sorts of stuff. So I know it's harder to get some of those craft supplies and materials, but we really do have an alternate resource downtown as well. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware of that.
Yeah, and maybe those folks, some of them will be looking to pick up some of that void that's been left behind by Staples, maybe in the shipping or
Yeah.
some office supplies.
Yes,
that,
be able to do that. I know Optimus just got a different new bigger printer, so they're able to do some floor plans and some things that they hadn't been able to do previously. So that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So some of those things they can pick up some of those options as well. So
Yeah.
always ever changing with the consumers and what they want and the access of the internet. So
Yes.
we have to figure out ways to keep up with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes forward. That's good.
Very good.
Good.
Great. All right. Well, what a nice roundup of all our local business. goings-ons, and we're going to take a minute here, step away, and we'll hear some messages from our supporters. Thank you. Hey, Josh, what are you listening to these days?
Oh, hey, Tom. I've been listening to a lot of AC/DC recently.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, hey, we have a great little music store in town.
Oh, we sure do. Called Yesterday and Today's Music, which happens to be the sponsor of today's What's Up the Dalles. Yesterday and Today's Music, located on 141 East Street, downtown the Dalles. Proprietor Mark Thomas is always on the lookout for the next treasure, whether it's the latest Sabrina Carpenter album on vinyl or classic Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here. He carries a broad selection of vinyl, CDs, cassettes, and even some reel-to-reels in genres from classic rock to heavy metal, jazz to world music. You could even stir it up with a little reggae from Bob Marley. Find your favorite poster or movie on DVD. Hell, he could even throw in an 8-track.
He can.
Mark also sells new and used turntables and classic stereo equipment by the likes of Pioneer, Yamaha, Sanyo, and NAD. Oh, and speakers? Yeah, he's got those too, even in pairs. He's even got a few console systems in stock. You know, the old wooden cabinets with the radio, turntables, and built-in speakers. Check him out, our local godfather of rock, Mark Thomas at Yesterday and Today, 141 East 2nd Street, the Dalles.
All right, and welcome back to What's Happening. What's Up the Dalles? We're here with Cynthia Kortge, the Dalles Main Street, and Julie Wadsworth with 15 Mile Winery. And yeah, Julie, you've had quite a bit to do over there, working with Lacey and Coulter, and quite a winery. I kind of looked at their website. They have some fascinating names, like what was it, Machine Shed Red, and Primitivo, excuse me, and like there's some fun things going on there. But you've kind of had your hand in a lot of different things, kind of event planning and that kind of thing. I know you were helped out and like rooting the Kortge, some cool events that have gone on in the past. But yeah, well, let's just kind of dig into it and talk about how you got here and what's been going on with 15 Mile.
Well, we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We've been doing some new things recently that are kind of more in my wheelhouse, kind of separating us from a lot of the other things happening downtown. Some wine pairings, which is one of my passions, and Lacey and Coulter have been really supportive of, like, well, what do you think would work, and what do you think you can do best and can really add value to the wine and the winery. And so food, I like to eat it, I like to cook it, I like to serve it, and it really goes well with wine pairings. So we've done a pasta pairing night, red wine night, Barbera night, which was one of my favorites because that's one of our more famous wines, I guess, over there. And we're coming up with a sparkling wine brunch up here. Yeah.
Fun.
And they're limited to 20 people, and it's in the tasting room, and it's all kind of communal in a way where you sit together and you can sit with new people each time. And, after the first couple courses, everyone is friends and we're all talking, and it's quiet at first and we're talking about the wine and we're talking about the food, and then all of a sudden you get a couple little sips in and people are like, oh, I know where I know you from, and blah, 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 and making plans, to go wine tasting the next weekend together, and it's been really fun. And it's been selling out pretty quickly.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit how you got involved with Mainstreet. I know you're newer to it, like I am as well. So tell me a little bit about that.
So I got involved with Mainstreet because I guess during COVID, maybe a little bit before that, a couple of the business owners and managers and things got together downtown the Dalles, and we came up with Downtown the Dalles. And it was just kind of a volunteer thing where, as we had time, we wanted to come up with new ideas to bring people into the shops. And we saw it as a way of working with the current Main Street that was going on, the chamber, and then just business owners. Mm-hmm. There was kind of a trifecta that went on, and it kind of got a little too big for Downtown the Dalles to just do by ourselves because it was a lot of work. And so we got absorbed into Main Street within this last year. And so all of the first Fridays were something that we came up with at Downtown the Dalles. the chocolate crawl, the sip and shop, things like that. And so now I think we see downtown the Dalles as the marketing arm of the Dalles Main Street program.
Those, and you guys had some just great ideas out of the
Yeah.
hat. Like there was this nice big group of folks that were putting these ideas together. You, Lindsay,
Yep.
Jamae,
Hannah from
Mapes.
Studio Fit. Yep.
Yeah.
Karina from Per Diem Thrifts, which is now Vibe Consignment.
Right.
Annie from Smoke Ring.
Yes.
You know, we had a lot of people filtering in and out. Joaquin from Clint's would come in, Lines of Design, Breezeway, Antiques. Everyone that could, when they could, kind of gave their thoughts and,
yeah.
kind of ham and egg it.
Well, but that collaboration is
Yeah.
just awesome. Like
Yeah.
that's what I love about being in the Dalles, being able to
Yes.
walk downtown and know a bunch of people and like, you know, hey, it'd be cool to kind of do something with these folks and put together like the chocolate crawl's been just hugely successful.
Right,
And, you
yeah.
know,
There were other things that were going on, and it was a lot of taking people outside of the businesses and maybe doing like a street walk on First Street, or doing things that you had to employ enough people to be able to man your shop and also a booth somewhere.
Yeah.
And for us downtown, we were like, well, that is becoming harder and harder. Why don't we focus our efforts on getting people into the shops
Yep.
with, you know, and being where we know we have our stuff and we know what we're doing, and
yeah.
let's do that more.
Play to your strengths.
Yeah,
I had
that's
the
great.
same issue when I was in journalism. I worked at a previous location where we were just so fractured, trying to do so many different things that I didn't feel like we did any one thing very
Yeah.
well. And so it really helps to kind of tighten it up and bring it in and just play to your strengths. And that's your downtown shops. I mean,
Right.
it's just-
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone can kind of play to their strengths with what they want to do. If you are a restaurant during the chocolate crawl, obviously you're going to make something with chocolate. But if you're not,
Yeah.
and you're retail, you can bring in someone to serve chocolate, or you can have little bites to your own, or anything.
So let me tell you a story about that. There was a little pop-up many years ago. It was downtown on East 2nd somewhere, and they were giving free shots of, I think, whiskey or something like that. It was kind of the like, you know, come in and try some whiskey. And then they were selling salt slabs. You remember salt slabs being so popular? You were baking cookies on them,
yeah,
the big,
yeah,
thick
yeah.
Himalayan
Okay, yeah,
salt slabs. So they had, you know, whiskey and chocolate and that kind. I walked out with a $75 piece of salt.
Yeah. Do you still have it?
Yes, I do.
Do you use it?
I don't.
I have the cooking thing comes back. I have a whole
Yeah.
cookbook that's about cooking with salt slabs.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you should get together.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's great. But those are the fun, those are the
Right.
cool things that come out of those
Yeah.
collaborations, and be able to bring in those too.
Yeah.
You know, to have those spaces and to be able to recognize, you know, the strengths that we have, because there is a lot of hidden gems, again, like I keep saying, all over downtown. So we're excited to have them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think one of the first ones that we did with the chocolate crawl, Megan from Rustic Roots Baking, she was getting started, and so we had her in with her chocolate macarons and some other things she was making. She makes amazing, delicious sweets. Stay away, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
she would do the chocolate crawl pop up, or First Friday, or Artisan Market, or whatever we were doing, and have a table there, and it was really fun to help her get started and see how far she's come with her own storefront,
storefront now,
inside
yeah.
the Dalles workshop.
Again,
With cupcakes by Cindy.
Cindy, yeah.
Yeah.
But what another great crossover.
Right.
We were chatting about that earlier. It's like Megan was getting started out, and Lacey and Coulter Bolton and you were kind of helped her out. I believe she kind of was doing some baking at 15 Mile to you know, get her going and
Yeah.
give her a leg up.
Well, Coulter is from Dufur, and Megan is from Dufur, and I went to school with Megan's husband, and Lacey went to school with my husband, and we all have this.
Well, it goes deeper than
Yeah.
that. Doesn't your mom know somebody's mom?
Well, my mom
around
knows
the
everybody's
coast?
Her
mom.
mom knows everybody's
Oh
mom.
yes, yeah. Well, that's the relationship way back with Lacey. So Lacey,
look
the
back.
owner of 15 Mile,
Yeah.
her mom grew up in Coos Bay and went to Marshfield High, and my mom grew up in Coos Bay and went to Marshfield High, and they were friends. I think they were one of them was they were both on the cheer team or something like
Wow.
that. They both end up here. And now I work with Lacey and
It's got
another aunt moved here too. And I grew up playing softball with her daughter, and they're all friends and from way back when.
yeah, it's just
shouldn't
like
say way back
There's
when.
always
That's
a connection
rude.
to the Dalles.
Always.
In fact, we were in Cabo San Lucas last week.
and
We met some people from Seattle, Chelan area, and so he would yell out, "Oh, hello, people from the Dalles." Well, later that week, we had a gentleman come over and said, "Well, I heard you're from the Dalles." I went to Watonka, and
Oh my
he
gosh.
grew up there, and yeah. Totally graduated in 1987 and totally knew all the same people I tell you, everywhere you go,
Yeah.
you always find someone. So
I've experienced it myself.
Yeah. It was really fun to hear that though. So good. So yeah, we have a lot of new things happening, and just in terms of the board too, we have a lot of new board members coming on for Main Street. We have actually a couple more that are added on too. And one of the things I forgot to mention that's now open and it's going to have even more opportunities is the Rayland Hotel is opening, where the Dalles Inn.
oh yes, railways.
Yeah.
Rayland, excuse me.
Yeah,
yes.
Rayland. So they are opening, their hotel rooms are ready and renovated and opening up.
Okay.
And then they're having a bistro and a coffee shop as well that'll be
wow.
open shortly, probably in the next couple months. And so we've been working with them, and I think she might be joining our board as well. So it's exciting. Yeah, it's nice to have some more hotels back downtown.
Right.
We don't have a whole lot of options.
Yeah, right.
right downtown. So it's nice to be able to have that stay. And we're also gearing up for the cruise ships. Of course, are coming back. I think they start here in just a week or so.
Yeah.
I think our first one comes in
March, yeah.
and then we're working on some other. A lot of they have changed some of their tours that they do when they arrive. They used to actually go to Multnomah Falls and Maryhill and that sort of thing, and they're changing that, and so they're going to have more opportunity to stay here. So and they're looking forward to the feedback that we're getting from
Was that
them.
American Cruise Lines?
Yes.
Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that was kind of a bit of a gripe in the last couple of years that
Yes.
folks were like, oh, we get these cruise ships in, and then the folks are shuttled
they-
down to other
don't
places.
go back down the
Yeah.
river.
So that's changing maybe
Yeah,
to
that's
some
changing.
degree.
It is changing.
Well, that's
And
huge.
yeah, that's huge. And they're looking. They would love to see more guided tours of the murals, all of our murals, and so we're working on some collaborations with that, and maybe working on some coordinators and rare coordinators and that sort of thing. So we've established another committee to help us get those things moving forward. So we already do some guided tours for our schools, for the elementary kids. Come and do tours every spring of the murals and the history of that. So we got some great feedback from the cruise lines, and that they're like, we love that. We want to have more of that, and they're excited to sign up for that too.
Excellent. Yeah, because they do help support like Fort Dalles.
Yes.
And then the National Neon Sign Museum. Like it does make quite an impact.
And I think we're going to be able to open up the old courthouse over behind the chamber.
Yep.
There's talking
The original
the
Wasco
original
County
Wasco
Courthouse.
County Courthouse,
Okay.
and adding some of those things to the tour too. So there's a lot of potential there. So we're working on some adding to some of that. So a good thing for locals to do too, if you ever have a chance.
Right. Side note on that too, since you brought that up in the chamber, we did get a story out just the other day that the suit between the city of the Dalles and St. Vincent de Paul has now been dropped.
Yes.
Good
news.
Great news. And I think there was a pretty good pat on the back from the city saying how well they liked the operation now going on there at the site there over here on 3rd Street. So that's great.
Yeah,
that's a nice
good.
move.
Yeah, good for everything. And the annex has really been helpful in alleviating some of the pressure for that, and having some of that transitional housing in that space has proven to be a really good thing for the community. So
It looks good.
yeah, it looks great. It looks really great. So we're looking forward to a lot more of that too. Always the pressure of making those changes moving forward. So some of the things we have coming up in a couple months, we needed to move our wine walk. So we're gonna.
Well, hey, on that note, let's jump off and let's hear some words from our supporters, and we'll jump back and come back and talk all about that upcoming wine walk. I want to hear all about that. Hey, Josh, did you know that we are funded by our readers in large part?
I did know that, but please tell me more.
Yeah, it's our local readers here that make it possible for us to go out and gather news on local businesses and important issues in our community. And so we need people to support local news. Did you know you can make a difference in our community's economy and culture by supporting local journalism? I bet you did. But maybe you out there don't. And so you should visit our Support Us page at cccnews.com to subscribe to a monthly donation to keep news local and start making a difference in our community today. Again, that's cccnews.com.
And remember, CCC News is available for everyone and funded by readers.
And we're back. Thanks for joining us at What's Up the Dalles. And we were just talking with Cynthia Kortge about an upcoming wine walk of sorts. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah,
Cynthia.
so our Uncorked Summer Sippin' Wine Walk, we did that last fall. And this year we're looking to move that to the spring, and we had some conflicts with some other wine events happening in May. So we decided to move that to August 9th. That's going to be during the Cruise the Gorge weekend. And we're going to have a fun summer sippin' frisé, frosés, lots of different sparkling features. We already have 8 wineries confirmed to participate in that. And then we're also going to add some more other featured, we're looking at doing some other beer events.
Yeah, anything that's refreshing for summer. So even mocktails, beer, ciders.
And make it a little more kid-friendly too, a kind of family-friendly event as well. So there'll be lots of options if you, whichever part you want to participate in, to be part of that. So yeah, we're looking forward to that as our summer fundraiser. But that's coming up in August instead of the spring. So I knew we had some
Good
changes
move
going
too
on with
to not double book on a day,
Yeah.
same day that something else has happened, but also like to piggyback on top of a period of time when we're having a lot of folks come to town for
Right.
the cruise and that
Right, and it's also the Thrashing Bee weekend out in Dewford, so there'll be a lot going on, and of course, our beautiful summer weather that we have to look forward to. But we're looking forward to that event. So lots of information to be coming about that, but just wanted to put that teaser out there and make sure everybody was aware that that's what's happening on there. And then Julie has some more to talk about what's coming up right now. It's happening.
Yes, through the month of March, the Columbia Gorge Food Bank, this is the second annual Great Gorge Melt. So if you like grilled cheese or quesadillas or anything melty and cheesy, there are a fair number all through the gorge, but a lot in downtown the Dalles and in the Dalles in general that are partnering with Columbia Gorge Food Bank. And you can go and get some special grilled cheeses, things that are off menu, and a portion of everyone that they sell goes to the Columbia Gorge Food Bank.
Wow, so get to eat cheese and help out the food bank. I mean, what more can you want?
Anything from, Zim's and Freebridge downtown to Casa El Mirador and Cousins are also participating.
Oh, great.
I know that Freebridge Brewing right now has a Caprice
My favorite.
grilled cheese. So fresh mozzarella and tomatoes and basil all on sourdough. It's very, very delicious looking. And
Nice.
So many. The Sunshine Mill has also updated their menu. So now they are daily doing cups of soup and sandwiches. So you can go in there, stop in there and get. So they're participating as well.
Great.
Lots of different places.
So always fun to have some more options
Yeah, it is definitely.
to be able to move forward with that. So
What a good fundraiser that.
And that's through the end of March. So it's going until the 31st.
Well, excellent. Well, we gotta get out there and get our cheese grill on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cheese grill.
It's not gold.
No, it's not gold, but same.
Oh, boy.
Same.
Yes. Well, hey, you know what? I was thinking back to our last podcast, Cynthia, and I made a huge mistake.
Oh no.
I did. It was horrible. I asked our other guest about how they met their husband, and I left you out of that conversation. And I think there's a pretty good story there.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I married my neighbor. I mean,
You did?
yes.
Your neighbor.
I mean, we grew up on, he's about 9 miles down the road from me. So I always said I was never, ever going to do that. And look at what happened.
Right.
I was going to leave the Dalles to never to return, but
Yeah.
he sucked me back in. Yeah. So we actually didn't start dating until after we were both, he was done with college and I was kind of still finishing up
Oh, really?
school. So I went to Washington State and he was at Oregon State. So
you're
I'm the only Coug in the whole family.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
kidding me? The Kortge family, it's a nightmare. I mean, great grandma went to Oregon State. It's awful. So
Sacrilege.
I basically had to been transported to a Beaver fan. So
Yeah.
my kids went there. Everybody went there.
Yeah.
I
Except for
feel you on that one.
I know, it's brutal.
I'm the only duck
But-
in a beaver family.
Ooh, that's
So when
even
were you and
worse.
Jeff married? What year was
So,
that?
99.
Oh,
We just
wow.
celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. We got
That's
married
awesome.
right here at the chicken church, is what my daughter calls it.
Were there chickens at the church?
No, it has a rooster on top.
Oh my gosh.
She's always called it the chicken church.
Okay.
Got married at the Landmark. They now have a new fire marshal code due to our wedding because there was too many people there.
Oh.
So
So you set the limits.
yeah, we set the
All right.
limits, we've been married for quite some time. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Awesome.
Good.
What a great story.
Lovely. And
You must have met in high school, right? I take it.
yeah, well, we knew each other in high school, and actually my really good friend had a big crush on him, so she would always make me go sit by him. But we didn't start dating again until after high school.
Very good.
Yeah. So and then just the rest is history, kind of thing.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that.
I didn't realize that I didn't even get to share, so I don't feel bad.
Okay.
Don't feel bad at all.
Well, great. Well, anything else for the good of the cause?
I don't think so. I think we're just looking forward to a lot of fun stuff happening in the next couple of weeks, just in terms of, events downtown and getting out there in some of the beautiful spring weather that we have, and hopefully not too much wind.
Yeah, sounds
The
great.
rain has been lovely too. We like to see that for our crops, so that's good.
Refreshing.
Hopefully have a nice blossom season coming up too, so that's good.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah.
Julie, Cynthia, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
What a great update. And look again for us next month with
Yeah.
the next installment of What's Up the Dalles with Cynthia Kortge and we'll have
Special
a
guest.
Special guest. All right.
Stay
Thanks
tuned.
for coming today, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Do you like what you're hearing? Then sponsor the next podcast here on CCC News. We can put your business front and center in thousands of people's ears as we dive into the latest podcast affecting our local communities here in the Mid-Columbia. Now reaching more than 100,000 unique readers monthly, and we are continuing to grow our following. Interested? Reach out to us at cccnews.com or give us a call at 541-980-2756.
What's that number again, Josh?
541-980-2756.